morning, book people. Happy Friday. I'm here with a really quick video before I go to class about my Friday read this week. So this week, I actually wound up perusing my library on Wednesday, looking for my weekend reads, and I've been hearing a lot about Zadie Smith recently. She's a British essayist and novelist, and I haven't actually read any of Zadie Smith's work, but I had gone to the library to look for a different book, and coincidentally, Zadie Smith was kind of close to that book on the stack, so I grabbed it. And the only one that our library had in the popular reading section right now is N.W., which is her most recent novel. I recently also picked up her essay collection. My boyfriend has been reading it and quoting it to me a lot, so she sounded like someone I'd enjoy reading. And so I grabbed this. As I flipped through it, I realized that it's okay. Like, if you can see, I noticed immediately that sometimes this side, sometimes it was like, you know, it looked like normal narrative writing, but then there's other sections where it was like all arranged differently. So the more I flipped through it, the more I realized how like kind of experimental this looks in its presentation. And there's some list sections. There's some that I think are written like plays, sort of. So anyway, I looked it up online. I found a bunch of book reviews from the New York Times, and I found some from The Guardian and other British book sources, since Zadie Smith is a British author, and have been reading a little bit. I learned that this is her most recent book, her third or fourth novel, and that out of all of them, it's the most experimental and maybe like kind of out there stylistically. From what I know of the plot, it's about 4 young adults in London. And I know that I read the inside flap, but frankly, I don't really remember it because I read it quickly while running off to class, as I'm about to do now. Every city is like this, cheek by jowl living, separate worlds. And, oh, it's a brilliant tragicomedy. So, anyway, because it's a book that is by an author I've been wanting to read, and it looks like it won't be like a fairly long read. I've read the first like chapter. It's really fast paced. It's very like punctuated writing. It reads like a slam poem. I think the way I described it to my boyfriend who hasn't read this was that it was like a boiled down George Saunders short story, but presented like a slam poem. So I don't know how it's gonna go, but I'm excited. So that's what I picked up to read this weekend or next week. This is my last week at my university, so I've got to get all my like cool reads in before I have to return them all to the library. So anyway, happy Friday. Hope you enjoy your reading, and I'll see you on the flippity flip.